Yo, what's on guys, it's Aaron here and welcome back to another Star Savior video. So today I'll bring you guys the full collab characters guide, which will include both Yomina and Hilde. Let's jump into Rosaria's kit. Alright, here we are at Rosaria's page. So we'll take a look at her skills and then her dupe passive levels of what she provides, and then my recommendations on how far you should go with her. Now, she has a base value of 103 speed with a 599 attack, so by default she will have a higher base attack. And let's move on to her skill. So first of all, her unique passive. Now, I do want to mention that this passive right here is directly taken from Counter-Strike, which is very identical. People who play Counter-Strike will understand what I mean. Here we have unique passive Tyrant of the North. Increases Rosaria's chance to grant self one stack of Inferno undispellable after using Ashen Inferno by 20% per stack of Agitation, up to 5 stacks. Prevents self current HP from dropping below 40% and grants self attack up for 1 turn after being attacked by an attack that would take self HP under 40%, which means this will give her an immortality frame by 1 nuke attack if it happens the first time, and this is gonna increase the survivability by a lot. Additional survivability chance if you have Hilde on your team as well. Now, her unique passive upgrades include basically enhancing her or addition of Rosaria's attack increase by 5% up to a max of 15%, and the increased attack up for 3 turns. So this is at max. At level 2 it's still at 1 turn, but 3 and 4 will increase it by 2 more turns. Okay, so basic skill, Ashen Inferno, unleashes an Ashen Inferno at the enemy, grants self 1 stack of Agitation, very straightforward. Her special skill is where it's a bit special here, well, hence the special. Anyway, unleashes an Inferno of Condemnation to ravage the enemy, grants self 1 stack of Agitation. The applied effect changes to the number of stacks, or accordingly, basically according to the stacks of Inferno, removes all Inferno stacks after attacking. So at 1 stack, she'll increase her damage by 10%, at 2 by 20, and 3, aside from the 20% increased damage, she will also trigger an additional basic attack, which is gonna be very good in my opinion, because she also has a basic attack damage increase in her ultimate skill, which I'll get to that right now. So her ultimate difference in class: swings her sword to cleave a planet, attacking all enemies, inflicts all enemies with death down for 2 turns with a 75% chance, increases self-action gouge by 50%, and grants self-owner of the throne undispellable for 3 turns. Grants self a stack of Inferno for each target hit by a critical hit, stacks up to 3 times. Now if you have her at a base value of a 40% crit chance, and following aside a buffer which gives you 30%, and using Nova Burst on her ultimate, this will be 100% crit chance, because Nova Burst crit chance does not stack or does not override with the buff that you already got, because this specifically mentions that it's on her attack. So it won't show like those blue bars or the blue buff squares that you see on the characters. You won't be able to see them, but on the attack it will already be applied another default 30%, so it will be 100% crit chance. Make sure to gear her up right. There will be a special separate gear guide. I will prepare her early, of course. I'll use my tier 2 gear boxes to prepare for her, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, my review of her is pretty much gonna be a must pull for me, obviously. I mean, I'm pulling for waifu reasons. Of course, she's also very strong, but for people that are wanting to pull her because of meta, I would say she is meta worthy, and when she comes out, I would say she is probably tier 0 actually. She's gonna shine in PvE mainly, but PvP as well. She could cleave the heck out of enemies if you let her go first, and basically speed tuning is the key if you want to use her in PvP. Regardless, let's get into our next characters guide, shall we? One more thing before I move on, I almost forgot, is that her Arcana is also available to view in the game as well. So people that missed it, here you go. And her special unique potential is right here, which is Echo of Blood. Increases attack by 3% for each target hit by a critical hit on critical hit with an attack that targets all. Stacks up to 5 times. So this is easily stackable. One ultimate, if there's 4 enemies on the field, it will immediately increase it by 12% if all of them are crit. So pretty easy to stack up her attack, and a definitely good thing to have on her. Now, is it worthy to pull for her? Honestly, look at this. She also has a journey stat focus, so this one also allows you to kind of farm Petras in a way. If you have Petras best in slot, which is the crit chance increase potential, this one will also add to the focus, which is gonna be another extra chance for you to trigger the special event for Petra. Now, the others include also crit rate increased by 4.5%, another extra thing to have, and this one will not have that much, just a stamina recovery and potential point rewards. So this one, I'll still gonna max her out because everything about Rosaria, she'll be maxed out regardless, and of course there'll be another separate video showcasing her in various other gameplay. So stay tuned for that, and let's actually move on to Yomina and Hilde. So our first guide for the collab character is gonna be Yomina right over here, and you can check out the stats on the right. This is still perfectable, so this is still a work in progress, but this is a very good stat for you to progress through the story. And attack is sitting at 3.3k with speed at 141, crit rate at 68%. She is in fact a DOT character, but regardless of a DOT, by no means she is weak, okay? She's very strong, and I personally will put her at S tier because so far in PvE she's helping a lot of things out there and doing a very good job on clearing majority of the content. So let's take a look at her skill. Now, her skill levels are gonna be 366 as usual, of course, and the way you play her is if you want to inflict DOT immediately without waiting for the crit chance up. If you already have a high crit chance, then by all means go and ultimate first. But if you want to stack up her crit chance up first, you can use her skill to the ultimate, then finally to basic skill. So that's how you will play Yomina in general. I put 4-piece crit chance or 4-piece insight and 2-piece velour set. So the necklace is speed and the ring is attack percent. And for tier 1 gears, you can min-max them by simply upgrading to +6, and they'll be enough for you to clear majority of the content as well. Just simply put some resources into your gear. If you're worried that you might waste them, then you can try and clear the stages without upgrading them, but it's recommended that you upgrade a bit. Even at +3 is enough, okay? Try and invest a bit and you won't regret it. Moving next is the affection. Okay, I did mention this on one of my early progression guide. So this one, you do need to upgrade the bonds a bit to gain extra stat. I'm pretty sure I spent some already, so I don't have that much. Stellar Archives. I'm gonna give you the best in slot Arcanas first, and then go into the F2P options. So I'm just gonna quickly put through this just to give you guys a showcase. So this is her best in slot. So with 2 pieces of Strength Arcana, 2 pieces of HP Arcana, and 1 Concentration Arcana. In this case, if you have Petra, that's the best in slot for you because she provides crit chance potential. And for people that says I don't explain why Arcanas are good, don't worry, I got you covered if you can't read, okay? I got you. Alright, I don't need to go through in depth on the ones I already explained. So I explained specifically why Yomina's Arcana is good, okay? Obviously it's a signature Arcana, but this is one of the other reasons why Arcanas are actually good for your characters, because specific rate up Arcanas provide special potentials for the rate up characters themselves. For Yomina, she has this potential which is called Catalyst. She deals chain damage to all enemies proportional to self attack with a 100% chance on critical hit with a basic skill, occurs once per turn. Now, for people that don't understand why Arcanas are good, please just read through them and you understand why, okay? Like, maybe the stat doesn't matter to you, so you're confused why they are so good. Like, you think those little numbers don't mean too much? Unfortunately, they actually do, okay? Arcana provide a lot of benefits. Okay, so now, I explained why the Arcana is good for Yomina, and should you pull for it? I would say yes, but it is still doable without that passive. Okay, if you don't want that potential, you want to save your currency, by all means, you can substitute with another HP Arcana, like for example, Wards of Asherah. I mean, Wards of Starlight, Wards of Asherah. What? Okay, anyway. Substitute with any HP Arcana, so 2-piece HP, 2-piece Strength, and 1-piece Concentration. Or if you don't want 2-piece HP, you can also put 3-piece Strength. You can put regardless how you want to adjust it. You want a 3-piece Strength, 1-piece HP, 1-piece Concentration, depends on you. Okay, so for the F2P options out there, just simply slap on any SRs of the stat that you need. So this is the F2P options that you can use. Basically, the SR Arcanas are still usable early on, but eventually, if you are gonna get SSRs, do not spend too much resources on them. Maybe level them up until 20. Level 20 SR Arcanas is perfectly fine. And again, there will be a journey guide after this video goes up, so it will be done in like 1 or 2 days, okay? So stay tuned for that. Anyway, this is the F2P option if you want to use it. So for people that don't have SSR Arcanas, this is the other option to go. And simply find anything replaceable. If you do want to just go to PvE quickly, this will be a good option for you. Now let's move on to Hilde. Alright, so we are back with Hilde, and this is her stats that I have on her. So 23k HP with just 110% effect hit chance and 18% effect res. The important thing is the HP and the defense. So what I put on her gears example is gonna be a 4-piece HP set and a 2-piece barrier set. Why did I say 4-piece? 2-piece barrier set. So this is gonna be my main set going for her, and the tankier you make her, the more she can survive on the preemptive defense. And for her skill levels, again, it'll be 366. I haven't used my level of materials on her yet. Her Stellar Archives, which I'm gonna quickly go through. So this is her best in slot Arcana. If you want to follow it, you can feel free to follow. But again, there will be F2P options if you don't have it. If you only have Hilde's Arcana, you can also use the SR options that I mentioned earlier, depending on which you see fit. But for Hilde, this is one of the potential that makes her very, very good and shoot her up to double S tier, or by default she's already double S, but this one makes it better. Increases preemptive guard chance by 20%. Now by default she has 10%, so having this will increase it 30%, and having her at max tier will increase it to 50 or 60%, I believe. So correct me if I'm wrong, feel free, but this will be a very good Arcana for her, and if you want it, you can feel free to go ahead and pull for it. She is still good without her Arcana, but if you want to increase her assisted defense, this Arcana is her best in slot. And again, 3 HP, 1 defense, and 1 protection Arcana is the way to go for her. With that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in this video. Make sure to let me know what you guys think, and feel free to comment down below and ask me any questions you guys have for me. And yes, it will be gonna quickly go through this because there are plenty of other videos I'm still working on, so sorry if this is too short or a bit too brazen, me going through quickly without giving some examples. But once you test them out, you'll see the examples for yourself. Either way, once again, thank you so much. I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good day.